सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरते योपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादम् शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतमुपासीत ओमिति ह्युद्गायते तस्योपव्याख्यानम्। Page 401. भगवन्मर्त्यं वा इदं शरीरम् आत्तं मृत्युना तदस्य अमृतस्य अशरीरस्य आत्मनः अधिष्ठानम् आत्तो वै सशरीरः प्रिया प्रियाभ्यां न वै सशरीरस्य सतः प्रिया प्रिययोः अपहस्तिरस्ति अशरीरं वा वसन्तं न प्रिया प्रिये स्पृशतः। भगवन् मर्त्यं वा इदं शरीरं। This shariram, this body is martyam, is subject to death, is mortal. So here, this is in reference to what Indra reported to Prajapati. Vyanasam eva apito bhavati iti. That Indra reported that he finds that the prajna, the atma, which was last taught, the atma of the deep sleep, Vinasam apito bhava, vinasam eva apito bhavati. I find that he comes to a destruction. That means he is subject to destruction, he is mortal. So Indra's conclusion about Atma, the self, in the final case was that Atma is martya, is mortal. In reference to that, Prajapati is now instructing him, teaching him, As Narendra Puri says, Yaccha manyase sushupte samprasadaha atma vinasame apito bhavati te. Yaccha manyase, that you believe, Indra, that sushupte, in the state of deep sleep, samprasad atma, atma is samprasada, the tranquil one, vinasam eva apito bhavati. So that is tranquil, that Indra accepts. But the problem is, he does not know himself, does not know anything else. Secondly, that because he dies, he gets destroyed, meaning that he comes to a non-existence. Vinasham apita, he comes to a state of vinasham, state of non-existence, destruction. So, Indra, that your conclusion, that the self in deep sleep is subject to distraction. Shunu tatra karanam vinasha brahma karanam. Hey Indra, that is your brahma or delusion, not a reality about the Atma. So taking Atma to be sushupta or taking sushupta to be Atma, the conclusion is that the Atma is subject to vinasha, subject to destruction. Understand that there is not the reality about Atma, there is only Brahma or delusion on your part. So then question is, how come this kind of delusion of Brahma, that Atma is mortal, what's the reason why such a delusion arises in the mind in the first place? Why should that delusion arise? Why should Indra come to a conclusion that Atma is mortal? And the same question can be asked about, why do we think the way we think we are? That we have conclusions about ourselves, opinions about ourselves, perception about ourselves, that I am such and such, I am so and so. What is the reason for that perception? If Atma in fact is immortal, what's the reason why Indra thinks that Atma is mortal? If Atma is limitless, what's the reason why I think Atma is limited? Atma is Ananda, the nature of happiness or boundless happiness. Why do you think I am dukkhi, I am unhappy? So Vedanta explains the reasons for this also. Why do we have the kind of perception that we have about ourselves? It's not just enough to say that this is a delusion, this is Brahma, it's not a reality, okay? But only when I know the cause of the Brahma or cause of delusion, that when that cause is removed, then the delusion will go. Even after knowing that this is a Brahma or delusion, how will that delusion go? Only when I know what's the reason why that delusion arises. When the reason or the cause is removed, then the delusion also will go. So, Shunu Tatra Vinasha Brahma Karanam. That in your mind has arisen Brahma or delusion that Atma is so vinashi or is mortal. Listen to the reason why such a Brahma or delusion arises. Vedanta said that the Vishwa, Prajna, Tejasa, the waker, the dreamer, the sleeper, these three states of Atma were taught. And now Prajapati sees that Indra is now ready for the instruction about the Turiya, the fourth or the substratum of the three. Or Atmani Vinashitvadi Pratitehe Aupadhigatvad. That Atma is Vinashi, Pratiti. The Pratiti of perception that Atma is Vinashi or mortal, Aupadhigatvad. That is due to upadhi. It is not due to inherent nature of Atma, but because upadhi is the limiting agent or because of the costume of the Atma. The costume is confused to be Atma. The costume is confused to be the actor. And therefore, how come this fellow has become a beggar? Yeah, I met him yesterday, he was a multimillionaire. So that this conclusion that arises in you that this fellow is a beggar is upadhikam. That beggarliness belongs to or centered upon upadhi and not centered upon this one. So where is the center of vinashitva? Where is the locus of the mortality? So as we said yesterday, the vinashitva mortality is there someplace, but not where I think it is. That's all the problem is. Something is mortal, but not what I think. That body is mortal and I think that the self is mortal. And that's what creates problem. That something is subject to death is not a problem. The things die is not a problem. I die is a problem. The question is not that body dies. We'd be alright with that. But then the death of the body is equated to the death of the Atma, and that is where the problem is, because all the problems are centered upon Atma. Anatma is not a problem. If Anatma is known as Anatma, it doesn't cause any problem at all. As a lot of things happen in the world, when I'm not connected to them at all, they do not cause any kind of feeling or reaction in me at all. Something happened in Turkey, something happened in Iraq, okay, it's a daily issue. Something happens in Punch or somewhere in Kashmir, then it affects me because I'm connected with that. So anything becomes a problem when it gets connected to I. Meaning that problem is always centered on I. And even though problem may belong somewhere else, if in some way that gets connected to I, that it is my same country, it is my countryman, it is my relative, my family member, etc., then I get affected in some way, then it can become cause of happiness or unhappiness both. Happiness also is centered upon the Atma, unhappiness also is centered upon. Both are reactions anyway. Reactions means both are the results of delusion. That in fact my son, is successful. And somehow I feel good about it, I feel proud of it because his success somehow I connect with myself. My son, so I also have a contribution in him. He is what he is because of what I did. So in some way I take credit for that. And I congratulate myself for his success. And then I feel happy. So when I congratulate myself in some way or the other, I become happy. When I blame myself in some way or the other, I become unhappy. If there is a gain in I, there is happiness. There is loss in I, there is unhappiness. Whether real gain or loss is there or not, I think there is a gain and I think there is a loss. That's all, Meaning that it is my perception of myself. That's all that counts. Although we say that all the time, we always think of what others will think. So yesterday somebody read to me this thing from this WhatsApp. The whole life went away in thinking what these four fellows will say, what which four fellows will say, the whole life was spent in that. At the end of those four fellows say, Ramanam Satyam, Ramanam Satyam, that's what they will say. So when what they say becomes not important to me really. What they say about me is not important to me. What I say about myself is important to me. Somehow, since I am seeking their approval, since they are important to me in my life, Their opinion is important because I judge myself based on the way they judge me. That's a problem. If otherwise dogs are barking, who cares? A lot of people say a lot of things. Doesn't touch these fellows. Nothing touches a politician. Nothing touches them. Let them say whatever they want to say. Whether it's parliament or outside, inside, wherever it is. If that does not touch me, meaning that if that does not become my conclusion, that you are this and gabbar and this, all sorts of things, suppose people tell, this person is crazy, But if I think that I am gabbar, I don't know who that gabbar is, but suppose then I have a problem. So I am the problem to myself. Is my opinion about myself is a problem to me. And therefore my opinion about myself becomes a solution to me. My false opinion about myself is a problem. And my true opinion, not opinion then, my true knowledge we will call it. When opinion is true, it is called knowledge. When opinion is false, it is called delusion. So this is what Vedanta, this is what Prajapati is now seeking to convey to Indra. As to what is the reason why Indra arrived at the conclusion that Atma is mortal. Aupadikatvat. That mortality belongs to Upadhi. And you are somehow attributing it to yourself. We keep on attributing to ourselves things which we have no connection at all. That just become a habit. So that's why separation is required. That vinashitvam is there. Where does it belong? Where does it not belong? Svata Atma Amrita Abhayadadi Rupa Shuddha. Other hand, on itself, by itself, Atma is Amrita Abhayadi Rupa. Of the nature of immortality, of the nature of fearlessness. If that becomes your opinion, that's it, you are released. Opinions bind me, and opinion means that the wrong opinion binds me, and the true opinion releases me. It's as simple as that. So Vedanta's prescription of all the things, all the problems. The only problem is only sadness is a problem. There is no other problem. Others are all situations. I don't have a problem with situations. Only problem with myself. Which self? The unhappy self, the sad self. So, the sadness centered upon I is my problem. I have no other problem. Fortunately, the sadness is not real. Sadness never touches the Atma, never affects the Atma, fortunately. And therefore, all that is necessary is to know Ashochan Anvashojastvam. You are grieving for that which does not deserve to be grieved for. Even though there the Tikakara says that you are grieving for Bhishma and Drona and then they are not worth grieving. Nobody grieves for Bhishma and Drona. Arjuna not grieving for Bhishma and Drona, he is grieving for himself. The only one I am grieving for is myself. If Atmanasu Kama Saram Priyam Bhavati, everything is Priyam or dear because Atma is dear, then the grief also is because Atma is dear. And when there is some kind of a loss perceived in Atma, that is when the grief comes. If losing Bhishma and Drona in some way is my personal loss, then that causes grief. If it doesn't cause, that's it. So that separation alone is required. The self has nothing to do with Bhishma and Drona. How come? Because the self has nothing to do with this body, understand? If Atma has to do with this body, if the body belongs to me or I am the body, then of course Bhishma and Drona are connected to me. Then what happens there happens to me in some way because there is a remote connection there. So that is where that connection, which is a result of aviveka, lumping together, that's where the separation has to take place. Swata Atma Amrut Abhayadi Rupa Shuddha iti. Swata, by its own nature, Atma is Amrita, immortal, Abhaya, fearless. Iti Bhaktum, this is what Prajapati wishes to say to Indra. There says, the Bhashyakara says, Maghvan Martyam Vai Marana Dharmi Idam Shariram. Martyam is Marana Dharmi. Marana is the dharma of which Martya, subject to death, means what? Death is the nature of whom? So dharma is attribute. So Marana Dharmi, having the attribute of death, meaning subject to death. So death is an attribute of the body. That's called mortal. So Bhagavan, so where the mortality is there, Indra thinks that Atma vinasam apito bhavati, Atma comes to an end, comes to death, says no, martyam vai idam shariram, this body is martyam, that's all. Says Anandagiri, Shariravat Atmanopi Vinashitvam Avastha Vishesha Darshitamiti. Indra says, okay, I have no problem in accepting that the body is mortal, I know. But Shariravat Atmanopi, but I told you that Atmanopi Vinashitvam, just as the body is mortal, did I not point out that Avastha Vishesha, that in the state of deep sleep, that Atma also is mortal. The body is mortal, okay. But Avastha Vishesha, specifically in the state of deep sleep, Vinasham eva pito bhavati. Did I not say that? That's what I found. That the Atma in deep sleep also is Marana Dharmi, is also subject to death. I already said that. Iti asankya. If this is what Indra has to ask. Or as the other Tikakara says in a little different way. In the line 38, Atmano vinashitve shankite sharirasya martyata vidam asangatamiti. Atmana vinashitve shankite. My problem is that Atma is vinashya, Atma is mortal. Sharirasya martyata, and you say that body is mortal. What is the relevance? Asangatam. So Indra may say that, oh sir, revered sir, you are saying that the body is mortal. What relevance does it have with my problem that Atma is mortal? My problem is not that the body is mortal. My problem is that Atma is mortal. So when the problem is Atma is mortal, nahamatra bhogyam pashyamiri, that I see no benefit in this because the Atma is mortal. So that's my problem. You are saying that body is mortal. So what's the relevance? Iti ashankya ukta ashanka nirakaranarthameva tadabhidanam. Then Prajapati says, hey Indra, this abhidanam, this statement that the body is mortal, is meant for removing this doubt or this conclusion in your mind. If it is ashanka, that Indra suspects, looks like Indra has a doubt that the Atma is mortal, so vinasham eva pito bhavati. Whatever, but that you have in some way come to the conclusion the Atma is mortal, tad nirakaranasameva. For resolving that conclusion or doubt, this statement that the body is mortal is meant to help you become free from your conclusion that Atma is mortal. So either way, Indra can say that I also know that body is mortal, but But my problem is Atma is mortal. As I found in deep sleep state, or as other Tikakara says that, Indra may say that you say that the body is mortal. My problem is not the body is mortal. My problem is Atma is mortal. He says, okay, that body is mortal is being said in order to help you understand that Atma is not mortal. So Bhashyakara says, Yanmanyase Akshadharadi Lakshanaha Samprasada Lakshanaha Atma Maya Uktaha Vyanasham Eva Pito Bhavati De Shru Tatra Karanam Yanmanyase, that you believe that Aksha Dharadi Lakshana Samprasada Lakshana Atma Maya Ukta Vinasham Eva Pito Bhavati. That I will say, Indra may say that I haven't said that the body is not is immortal or something. You are telling body is mortal, but my problem is Atma. So you believe that Aksha Dharadi Lakshana Atma Yesha Akshini Purusha, the self that is in the eye. So Aksha Adhara. So the Atma was taught as the one that is this locus in the eyes, Akshini Purusha. Akshi becomes the Adhikaranam. So self that is in the eyes, the self which has this locus in the eyes, that was the first teaching. And then of course the dreamer self. And then Samprasad Lakshana also, the self that enjoys the tranquility. Atma, that Atma Maya Ukta Vinasham Apito Bhavati. I haven't said that the body is mortal, I have said Atma is mortal. That's where my problem is. Shru Tatra Karanam. Listen to the reason why you came to this conclusion that Atma and deep sleep is mortal. Listen to that reason. Again, says Anandagiri. Sashariraha Vishesha Vijnanavan Bhavati Asharirasya tu Vishesha Vijnana Bhavat Vinasha Brahmaha Na Punarasau Vastuta Vinashyati Sashariraha Vishesha Vijnanavan Bhavati. You think that the waker is alive, the waker remains alive, the dreamer remains alive, is because of the identification of the body. Sashariraha, the embodied one, meaning that the one who is identified with the body. And Bhashyaka will say that body includes both the gross and the subtle bodies. The word Sharira here includes the gross body as well as the mind, sense organ, meaning subtle body. So, when I am identified with the gross body and therefore subtle body also, Vishesha Vijnanavan Bhavati, then I have Vishesha Vijnanam, I have particular knowledge. So we said earlier saw, Vijnanam and knowledge is of two kinds, the Vishesha Vijnanam and Samanya Vijnanam. Like the gold and the ornament. So gold is Samanyam, universal, and ornament is Vishesha or particular. And we know that the Vishesha is always superimposed upon the Samanya. This Vedanta explains. That what is ornament is something that is superimposed upon the gold. Similarly also Vishesha or particular is that which is superimposed upon Samanya or universal. So when there is an identification of the body, when I am functioning through the body, not only identification, when I am functioning through sense organs and the mind, then there is Vishesha Jnanam, particular, even if I don't have identification. We saw in the morning class as to how it is sense organs and the mind that in fact make us aware of the particular aspects of names and forms. So names and forms or objects are there. What enables me to notice or perceive the peculiarities of every name and form are the sense organs of the mind. So sense organs are able to perceive the differences in Shabda Sparsha in their sense objects. The mind also accordingly perceives the differences. So only when the perception takes place through sense organs of the mind that we perceive the peculiarities or particularities of names and forms. On the other hand, if the knowledge takes place without the agency of the sense organs of the mind, then I don't have the instrument to detect the peculiarities or particularities. Then all that you know is what we call general knowledge. That's the consciousness. So consciousness is the samanya jnana, the universal knowledge. And ghata jnanam, pata jnanam is all the particular knowledge. So particular knowledge is there whenever the perception or the contact takes place through the sense organs of the mind. As in waking state as well as the deep sleep state. In the dream state. In deep sleep state, the sense organs of the mind are not functioning. And therefore, the instrument which made me aware of the particularities of the objects, that instrument is not there, the mind, sense organs and mind, therefore I am unaware of that. Not that things don't have the particularities, they have. But I am not aware of them because the sense organs and mind that are required to be aware of those particulars are not there. In deep sleep, there is knowledge, but samanya jnanam, just consciousness is there. That eliminates everything. Everything general is universal, nothing particular. So, asharirasya tu. So, sasharira and asharira, these two expressions are used here. Sasharira is one who is identified with the body, and that is called embodied or one identified with the body. Asharira means one not identified with the body. As I said, you need not be identified with the body. A wise person who is not identified with the body also will know all the particularities as long as he sees through his mind and sense organs. So you don't have to be, but it's taken for granted that the ignorant person is identified with the body. In the waking state, habitual identification of the body and sense organs takes place. So it's called sasharira. Every waker need not be called embodied to understand. Embodied is only ignorant person, but then usually everybody is ignorant. Therefore you can say that in waking state, one is embodied. In the dream state also, there is identification in the subtle body, so you are sasharira, embodied. And therefore in the waking and dream states, you have the particular knowledge. It's called vishesha jnanam. Asharirasya tu. The deep sleep state, there is no identification of the body. Asharira, unembodied. In Atma there is asharira. But you say that the state of deep sleep is pretty close. Because there is no identification, the gross and subtle body is there. We're pretty close to the self. You can say that the deep sleep state is equal to asharira or unembodied. So Vishesha Jnana Abhavad. At that time, there is no Vishesha Jnanam. What is the Vishesha Jnanam? I am so and so also is Vishesha Jnanam. I am so and other things are so and so. So waking state and dream states, I know myself as I am so and I know other things also as such and such. The deep sleep state, I am not aware that I am so and therefore not aware that other things are such and such. But important thing is I am so really speaking. Important thing is I am so, which is where the problem is. These things are so is not my problem. I am so is my problem. And that perception about myself that I am so arises in the waking state, in the dream stage, because there is a habitual identification of the body. Meaning that I look at myself through the prism of the body, through the standpoint of the body. I judge myself through the standpoint of the body, and then I equate myself with the body, and therefore I have this perception of myself that I am so and so. What is the body so and so? I am fat, lean, tall, short, happy, unhappy. Because body also includes the mind here. So whatever is the state of gross body, or the sense organs, or the mind becomes my state. That is the result of the habitual identification. And the habitual identification is not there in deep sleep state, therefore I don't have any notion about I am so and so. So that is where the problem begins. I am so and so is the origin of all the problems. In deep sleep state, that is not there, therefore there are no problems. There may not be any solution, but there are no problems at least. Deep sleep state, there are no problems. So, asharirasya tu vishesha vijnana bhavat vinasha brahmaha. So now I feel I am so and so, that knowledge is not there, therefore I am not there. So when do I say I am there? When I think that I am so and so. See, when do I say that I am there? When I am conscious that I am so and so. When that consciousness that I am so and so goes away, I think that I also go away. See? Meaning that I equate the existence of myself with only the particular knowledge about I so and so. And when that I am so and so, that particular knowledge about myself does not remain, I think that I don't remain. So that is where our conclusion and delusion, that I exist. I say that I exist only when I exist as so and so. And I feel that I do not exist when the I am so and so is not there. That's why people feel, they feel, even sometimes in meditations, I am afraid, Swami, because you disappear. Meaning that sometimes that awareness of yourself goes away and you think that you are in oblivion, you are in vacuum, you are not there. You are losing yourself, you are going to die. Because that I am so and so, that conclusion goes away when the mind becomes quiet. So this is where the idea of I am mortal comes. That I exist, I am there as long as I am so and so. I am not there when that I am so and so is not there. So in waking and dream states, I am. Deep sleep state, I am not. So vishesha jnana vijnana abhavat vinasha brahma. Therefore the conclusion that I am not there in deep sleep is a Brahma, because that existence of I is equated to the existence of the particular knowledge about myself, so and so. And that so and so is not there, therefore I am not there. This is the Brahma, because the existence of I is equated to the existence of Ahankara. Because I look upon myself as Ahankara. What is Ahankara? I, so and so, I is Ahankara. So I equate my existence to Ahankara. In the waking and dream states, Ahankara is there, the notion of individual I is there, and therefore I think that I am. In the deep sleep state, that notion of individual I is not there, and therefore I conclude that I am not there. Now that is because you are equating yourself with Ahankara, therefore that delusion arises. Not that Atma is Ahankara. Na punarasau vastutah vinashyati. Yes, Ahankara also has two aspects. One is the abiding aspect, other is the incidental aspect. When I say I am a man, I am a woman, then the I am is the abiding aspects. The man and woman are what? The incidental aspect arising from identification of the body. So I'm happy, I'm unhappy, all of these are incident. The happy and unhappy is incidental. The I am is abiding. In deep sleep, I am remains. The man and woman goes away. Rahu grasta diva karendra sudasho maya samachhadanat sanmatra karanopasamharanato yo bhut sushupta puman. Karanopasamharata. Because karana instruments or the organs, the form of the sense organs in the mind are withdrawn, therefore sanmatra, I remain just am. So I am never suffer as a loss. But then, because I equate always myself with I am so and so, therefore I think I suffer a loss when so and so is not there. Indra, I am is always there. So your conclusion that Atma is mortal is because you are equating Atma with so and so, with Upadhi, and that awareness of Upadhi is not there in deep sleep state. Therefore you conclude that you are not there. In fact, your nature is I am, which is immortal, Amritam, Abhayam. So says Anand Giri, Svena Rupena Avinishpadyate edi Samprasadasya Avinashita Vachanat. We already saw it. Svena Rupena Avinishpadyate. He becomes established in his true nature. Svena Rupena, in his true nature, Avinishpadyate. He arrives at, meaning he becomes established in his true nature. Where? In deep sleep state. So in fact, the deep sleep state was described as the state where one becomes established in one's own nature. One is always established in one's nature. What happens is, because of identification of the body, I as though become deviated from my nature. I never do. I'm always established in Satchit Ananda or Asti Bhati Priyam. I can never be. But because of the identity of the body, when I think I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm as though deviated from my true nature, as though. But that as though deviation that happens in the waking and dream states also is not in deep sleep state, because the identification that creates a sense of deviation is not there. And therefore, Svena Rupena Avinishpadyate, in the deep sleep state, one being totally free from all the identification, and therefore the Brahma or the notions arising from identification not being there, one is established in one's true nature. How can you say you are always established in your nature? Regardless of the ornament, always is gold. Ahankara is always Atma. But anyway, when I think myself to be Ahankara, then I am as though deviated from my nature. Meaning that I take myself to a limited being, therefore I am as though deviated from the limitlessness. I take myself dukkhi or unhappy, therefore I am as though deviated from my nature of happiness. In that sense, you can say that in the waking and dream states, one is not established in oneself. Well, I think I am happy, unhappy, established in non-self. In the deep sleep state, one becomes established in one's own self. The Samprasadasya Avinashitva Vachanat. While thus discussing Samprasada, already was said that the Atma in the deep sleep is Avinashi, because that is when one gets established in one's own nature. One's own nature is immortal, Amrutam. So Amrutam, Abhayam is one's own nature. In deep sleep state, there is nothing now to distract me from that nature, that we can say that in deep sleep state, one is established in one's own nature, which is immortal, which is fearless. So it is Samprasadasya Avinashitva Vachanat. So already it has been said that Samprasada, the deep sleeper, is Avinashi, he is indestructible. Idavipreetya Karanameva Spashtayan. So, Shrunu Tatra Karanam. Indra, listen to the reason why you feel that you are mortal. So, Karanam eva Spashtayan. Clarifying the reason. Because Prajapati said, listen to the reason. He is ready to listen. Therefore, now Prajapati says, what's the reason why you arrive at these wrong conclusions? Yadidam ityadina. Okay. Then Bhashyakara says, before that, let us read this footnote number 1. I don't know where that one is, but anyway. So footnote 1. Huh? Navai sasharyasya satah priya priya apahati asti. So that should be there in the Shruti statement. Navai sasharyasya satah priya priyaho apahati asti. That's why that one should have been there. Idyatra. So how the Vishishta Advaita explains this particular statement is what the Tippani says. Idyatra karma kruta shariravata ityartha. Sasharirasya means embodied one possessed of the body. So as long as one is possessed of the body, simple meaning is as long as one is possessed of the body, so long there cannot be the elimination of priya and apriya, the pleasant and unpleasant. Meaning that one cannot be free from samsara, but so priya and apriya is equal to samsara is equal to priya and apriya. The pleasant and unpleasant, the pairs of opposites. So there the Vishishta Advaita said the sharira should be karma kruta shariram. So they say there are two kinds of bodies. One is a body which is a result of karma. Other is a body which is not the result of karma. So says, tena mokshe karma krita sharira bhavaha. According to them, what is moksha? Moksha is abiding in Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka is Divyaloka. So body that you get in Brahmaloka is not result of karma. Divya shariram cha anumatam Ramanujiyanam. So they accept a divine body where in the state of moksha, which is in the abode of the Brahmaloka. You may call it Vaikuntha or some, but then basically that's what it is. In short, they believe that by worshipping Ishvara, you gain a Divya Shariram and a divine body. In that body you remain in Brahmaloka, Vaikuntha. So in Vaikuntha also your individual existence is there. Because now you are with Ishvara, with the Lord. Except that it is not this body. That is not this mortal body, it is a divine body. And that body is not the result of karma. It's not karma krita shariram. And therefore, they interpret sasharirasya is what? Sakarma krita sharirasya or shariravataha. So one, as long as one possesses this body, which is result of karma, so long one cannot be free from samsara. Meaning that you should not have this body to become free from samsara. Vedanta will say that what you need is become free from identification of the body. Because Atma is never embodied anyway. That I am embodied the notion about myself, not reality about myself. Therefore, you don't have to become free from the body in a literal sense. What is necessary is become free from the identification with the body. Meaning, free from the notion that I am embodied. That's all. You don't have to go to Brahmaloka to become liberated. That's what Vedanta will say. But they say that you go to Brahmaloka to become liberated. Meaning you can't be liberated as long as you are here because you are always having this body. So as long as you possess the body, you cannot be liberated. Only when you not possess the body, that you can liberate. But then if you don't possess the body, then how do you exist? So you have the divine body. The body, divine body, very peculiar to the Brahmaloka, and that so with that body you are liberated because the Upanishad asserts samsara only with this mortal body. You can have immortal body. Divya Shariram, the body you will have in Brahmaloka is immortal body. That means if you are possessed of that body, then there is no Priya Priya Apahati, meaning that there is no Priya Priya. Then Apahati is, elimination is there. There is no existence of Priya Priya in that body. This is what they say. So Vedantanna. So that conclude that opinion is not right, cannot be right. Why? Bhagavad Upasana pi manasam karma eva. In fact, Vedanta says that if you get a divine body in the Brahmaloka, that also is a result of what? Upasana, by meditation on Bhagavan. So their path of moksha is worship, worshipping Ishvara, the Bhakti Marga. Meaning, how do you worship Ishvara? Ultimately by meditation upon Ishvara. So Upasana is a mental worship. So Kavim Purana Manushasitaram Manonaniyam Sumanusmaredya Sarvasya Dhataram Achinderum Aditya Varnam Tamasaf Parastat Prayana Kale Manasachalena Bhaktya Yukta Yoga Balena Chaiva Bhror Madhye Pranamave Samyak Satam Param Purusham Dupaiti Divyam Divyam Purusham Upaiti. So Gita says. So therefore, as far as all the Vaishnava Sampradayas, or all Sampradaya of duality are concerned, the means is bhakti, worshipping Ishvara. Now, basically worship means that mental worship, dhanam. But then it's simplified. In terms of the worshipping, then came the worship of the Murti. Because worshipping mentally is so difficult, therefore it's a divine form. And therefore, you begin with the worshipping of the something tangible, which is a Murti. But Bhagavad Upasana api manasam karma eva. But even Upasana, the worship or meditation on Bhagavan also is a manasam karma. Because it is a mental activity where you focus your mind upon Bhagavan's vigraha. Tena prapyam brahmalaukikam sharimapi karmajanyameva iti. Therefore, that shariram, the divine body that you attain in Brahmaloka also is a result of that manas karma upasana. So worship is also manas karma, or the karma action performed at the level of the mind, and that divine body is a result of this upasana and therefore result of karma. So karma janyam eva tadapi mrityu grastam. Therefore, there is no sharira which is not karma kruta, which is not akarma kruta. There is no sharira which is not the result of karma. Whatever the body is, when Brahmaloka also, Vedanta says that also is the result of karma only. And therefore, whatever result of karma is mortal, because karma is mortal. The cause is mortal, therefore that sharira, which is a result of karma, also someday will come to an end. It is no vishesha, therefore, that the body is mortal. It is no difference whether the body is in the human world or in Brahmaloka, because wherever the body is always a result of karma, therefore is always mortal, no vishesha. Even that body in the Vaikuntha Brahmaloka also cannot be mortal, being the body. Ashariram vavasandami jatra shri samanya bhavaya vakshataha. So when Upanishad ashariram vavasantam priya priyena sprashataha, that the pairs of opposites do not affect the person who is unembodied. Is not sharira means unembodied in terms of divya sharira, sharira samanya. What? No one is free from the body altogether. And that can be only one is free from the identification of the body. That was by the way, okay. So Shrunu Tatra Karanam Bhashyakara says, see the reason, listen to the reason why you came to the conclusion that the Atma is mortal, says. Yadidam shariram vai yat pashyasi tadetata martyam vinashi tacha attam mrityunan. grastam satatameva. So, Bhagavan martyam va idam shariram. That idam shariram va yat pashyasi. Idam means pashyasi. You know the sharira, hey Bhagavan, hey Indra, the body that you see, you experience. Tan martyam, tan vinashi, tad vinashi. So that is mortal. In way, so yad drishyam tan martyam. That need not be, but in this case, sharira is a problem there where sharira is identified or is distinguished. In fact, yad drishyam tan martyam. Whatever is perceived or whatever is objectified is mortal, including the whole universe. Except that the universe is not Indra's problem right now. Indra's problem is his body alone is a problem. That is why it is said, Bhagavan martyam va idam shariram. Idam means yat pashyasi. Understand that shariram is in the category of idam, not aham. So idam shariram kaunte kshetram iti abhidiyat. Idam shariram. The sharira is idam means that can be designated as this, which is the object of your awareness, which is objectified. Tadetad martyam. That is, martyam means vinashi. It is mortal, subject to destruction, subject to death. Not only that, but attam mrityuna, tacha attam mrityuna is also under the jaws of death. So, grastam satatam eva. That is always grastam, grasped by, held in the jaws of the death. So here Indra, not Arjuna, but Indra. Hey Indra, not only the body is mortal, will die someday, but it is always in the jaws of death. So the Tika says in line 31, Yadam shriram sthulam sukshmancha tadeva tatra karanamid anvaya. So shrunu tatra karanam, Yadam shriram tadeva karanam. That's what it is, This shriram is karanam. So yadidam shriram sthulam cha sukshmam cha. This body, the gross body, as well as the subtle body, that is the reason why you came to the conclusion that Atma is mortal. Tadeva vai shabda vyakhyana purukam sharirasya martyatvena sadhayati. So vai yad it is. Yad idam sharam vai is prasiddham. Something that is well known. So tadeva vai shabda vyakhyana purvakam. So what is prasiddham? Yat pashyasi. So the body that is well known to you, that's the body we are talking about, not anything else. So vai shabdasya vyakhyana purvakam sa sharirasya martyatvena sadhayati. Kim sadhayati? So sharirasya martyatvena sadhayati. So Bhashyakara sadhayati establishes that by sharirasya martya, that body is mortal. So by stating that the body is mortal, Bhashyakara establishes what? Karanatvam. So Tadeva karanamiti anvaya, that the gross body and the subtle body is the cause of the creation of delusion that Atma is mortal. Why is it so? Because the body is mortal. So that the body is mortal becomes the reason for your conclusion that Atma is mortal. So the conclusion that Atma is mortal is established by showing the mortality of the body. Bhashyakara said vinashiti. So the Tikakara says vinashiti tataschatmana vishesha vijnana hetaho shariradvayasya sushupta vinashe vishesha vijnana abhavena atmani sharira nasa aropat tatha pratite nasvata tasya nasa ityartha. So tatasya, because of, so vinashi. So in what way saying that body is mortal becomes a reason for delusion of Indra? That body is mortal, that is the reason why Indra, you came to the conclusion that Atma is mortal. Why? Tatasya Atmana Vishesha Vijnana Heto Shariradvayasya Sushupte Vinasya. Why do they say that? Simple thing would have been that Atma is no identification of the body, that's all. Why Vishesha Vijnanam? Anyway, so that in the waking and dream states there is identification of the body. Deep sleep state there is no identification of the body. Simple as that. It is identification of the body that creates the idea of embodiedness, sashariratvam. In the deep sleep state there is no identification of the body. Therefore, that I am embodied, that notion is not there. And embodiedness is equated to existence of the Atma. And therefore, there is no notion of embodiedness is there in the waking dream, therefore you equate that with the existence of Atma. And the notion of embodiedness of the Atma is not there in deep sleep, therefore you equate it to be the absence of Atma. That's the reason. But somehow Vishesha Vijnana. So that's why we say Vishesha Vijnana Aham. That I am so and so, that Vishesha Vijnanam creates in me the conclusion that I exist. And when that Vishesha Vijnana, I am so and so is not there, I conclude that I am not there. So tatasya atmana Vishesha Vijnana hetoho. What is Vishesha Vijnana hetoho? Sharirasya. Atmana Vishesha Vijnana hetoho shariradvayasya. The shariradvayam, the sthula sharira and sukshma sharira, which is the reason why the idea of this shariratvam being embodied is created in Atma. Where? In waking and dream states of that body which creates the idea that I am embodied is absence in the deep sleep state. Therefore, so it is a body that is mortal. And the body is responsible for creating the idea that Atma is mortal. Body is mortal, and that creates the conclusion that Atma is mortal. So in the waking and dream state, the body is there, and therefore the conclusion that Atma is, and the body is mortal, therefore in the waking and dream states, the conclusion remains that Atma is mortal. That body, which is the cause of the creation of this conclusion, is not there in deep sleep state. Therefore, in deep sleep state, the conclusion that I am so and so is not there, the Vishesha Vijnana is there, therefore you think that you are not there. Therefore you come to conclusion that you don't exist in the deep sleep. So shariradvayasya sushupte vinashe. Vishesha, so sushupte vinashe, shariradvayasya vinashe. So the gross and subtle body is gone in the deep sleep state. They call it vinasha anyway. Vishesha vijnana abhavena, therefore there is the absence of the particular knowledge arising from identification of those bodies. Atmani sharinasha aropat. So that is why vinasha is said. Because gross and subtle bodies do not exist, therefore Atma also does not exist. So the nasha or destruction of the body is superimposed on the Atma, and here Indra you come to conclusion that Atma is destructible, or Atma is destroyed. Because the body is destroyed in deep sleep state, therefore you think that Atma is destroyed. Because Martyam, because this is Vinashame apito bhavati, because that's what Indra said. That in deep sleep state I feel that I don't exist. Although he says Atma Vinashame apito bhavati, Atma becomes not there. That means I am not there. So you think that you don't exist in deep sleep state because that which created the notion that you exist. The conclusion that you exist was there in you because of this body. And so your existence is equal to existence of body. In deep sleep state, that body is not there. Therefore, non-existence of body is concluded as non-existence of Atma. So it is the mortality of the body that created in you the notion that Atma is mortal. It's interesting. The mortality of the body is responsible for creating you the notion that Atma is mortal. As long as that body is there, in the waking dream states, so long you think that Atma is there. And in the deep sleep state, the body is not there. Body is so vinasham. What suffered destruction? The body suffered destruction in deep sleep state. And then you say that Atma suffers destruction. Thus the nature of vinashitvam or suffering destruction, destructibility of the body becomes the cause of your conclusion that Atma is destructible. And the Sharira Nasha Aropa Atmani, the destructibility of the body is superimposed on the Atma, and you conclude Atma is destructible. Nasvataha, that conclusion is because of superimposing Nasvataha, not that Atma in its own nature is destructible. Tasya Nasha, in reality the self does not suffer destruction even in a deep sleep state. In short, Prajapati wants Indra to understand why Indra came to this conclusion that Atma gets destroyed in a deep sleep state. Is the Atma that gets destroyed, something else gets destroyed. What gets destroyed? The Sharira Dvayam, the gross and subtle bodies, they get destroyed in deep sleep states. And that destruction is superimposed upon the self, and you came to the conclusion that Atma or the self got destroyed. So now Indra understands why he thought that Atma gets destroyed in a deep sleep state. He is not the Atma, Sharira Dvaya that gets destroyed. Why? Because it is destructible. So that's called mortality. That this Shariram is there in the waking dream states, Shariram is not there in deep sleep state, therefore Shariram is Vinashi. So not that someday it will die, every day it dies. In deep sleep state is not there, and therefore the Sharir dies in deep sleep state, so you think Atma dies. So that's how the cause of the delusion of Indra is explained here. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankarach Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.